It's me, as you guys can see by the picture. This is what if Deku had generator Rex, I guess. I'm not sure. His powers. I kind of just learned. I seen like a picture of him a couple times, but I never heard of it. And I never watched another what if about it. I just never got to it, I guess. Even though I've seen this what if before. But I guess he has some kind of powers of nanites, right? And he can use that to create stuff from his body. And he can create robots, and he has high durability. And all that. And it said something about regenerating factor, but it also came into detail why he regenerated. And all that. I don't know how, it was something about stuff, but just for my sake, I don't know anything about how he regenerates. I'll just say he has regenerating factor in this. And I think that's about it. But why would Deku... How would Deku get this power? Yes, it will be his quirk. But it would be a... What's it called? Not transformation, but mutation quirk. So what I'll say is that how he gets this is that his mother's quirk is like a weaker version of his. Her body is made out of nanites, but nobody knows this. They think it's just regeneration. So, yeah, but that's how she regens. And her father's ability, or Deku's father's ability, is to manipulate materials. And all that. But Deku's father would be a hero because that's how strong his quirk is. Deku's father has learned how to use it, kind of how, Overall can use it, and the dude that can manipulate hallways. But he can either manipulate metal, or not concrete or anything like that, but rust. And why rust is because rust is poisonous to humans' bodies. Why is this not working? And he would use that on big villains. And because of this, he was known as the Metal Hero Rustage. Rustage. How about that? So Rustage would be Deku's father. When Deku was born, they're wondering what his quirk is, but they assume that it's not going to come to later. And all that. But I'll say Deku's father is I'll say he's the number 2 hero because he can be, what's his face? Oh yeah, he can be, I forgot his name somehow. Endeavor. The way he beats Endeavor is by using metal. Since it does take him a while to melt metal, he can't completely disintegrate it. He can take them down. And most people would have trouble destroying metal. And he can use rust. But Deku would grow up, and whenever he turns 4, he's been wondering what his quirk is. Oh, it's down here. This whole time, and he's around for the age, and this is whenever Bakugo would get his quirk and show it off. And Bakugo wouldn't think his quirk is the strongest as him, other people's quirks showing up, and he sees how weak they are. Deku's quirk hasn't showed up. So I'll say Deku is one of those kids' birthdays that just fit right into the... just get right into it, like my birthday. So I'm like the youngest in my grade, but not by a lot. So he would go through, but that's whenever the kid would be picked on, and that's whenever Bakugo, whenever he goes to punch him, they would try to take him down, but Deku would still be standing. Since it is a mutant quirk, oh my god, Deku, his body is stronger and he can withstand his punches easily. No sweat there. And just because I would give him enhanced strength. I don't think it did say enhanced strength, but Deku would swing on them. Not too much. Pretty much he'd just be like a top athlete level, so he's not weak or anything. He would punch Bakugo, hitting him to the ground. And Bakugo would throw explosion with Deku creating a weapon on his fist. And it's like the picture that's right now. It's like that, but a miniature version. So yeah, it's like a miniature version of that. And just like the fist part, and he would punch Bakugo, send him back. After this, Deku would send him through the walls, because I'll say it like clicked and it burst with a bunch of force, knocking him back. Like send him into a wall, alarming the caretakers of the children there. They would learn this. They would go outside and see this. Seeing the kids knocked down and one kid crying, saying that Bakugo was messing with me. I'll say it was a girl, and she would say, "What happened? Who did this?" And she would see Deku's hands all gigantic and stuff like that. And she would tell him to turn off your quirk, but Deku wouldn't know how to. And Deku's quirk would kind of go out of whack because of this, since he doesn't know how to control it because he just got it. So he would try to swing, but whenever he swings his arms, like I said, I don't know one thing about the stuff that he uses. This is going to just be me making up some stuff. But he would swing his hand with it going outwards. Like I said, I have no clue what the fists are. And a rope or like a zip line would kind of come out, swinging his fist, which would break some stuff, and he would break down a tree. And after this happens, this would come back, and that's when they would call Inko and Harashi. And they would see Deku with Metal's fist. I'll say his father came up with a sort of idea like this, but he could never perfect it. And he thinks, does he have a metal quirk like me? And that's when they would notice his wrist. His wrist kind of got turned into metal, it looks like. and it would be black. Oh my god, I'm lagging so much. Oh my god. But yeah, so he would be pretty much just, he would go up to him and he would see that, and he's thinking, what is his body metal or something? But they would take him to the court doctor, and his fist on the way there would turn back. And that's whenever they get there, and they do some tests on Deku, and they come back looking at some data from both of the parents, explaining that it's sort of a mixture of both your quirks, saying that how Inko regenerates is by using nano metal, it seems, that your bodies are made out, that act as regular human intestines and all that. It would reform itself, and mixed with his father's manipulating of metal, he gained the ability to create stuff. And it seems like he has his own unique power with this too. And all that. Zuka. And yeah, so after learning this, Deku would ask his father to help him train and figure out his quirk, where it doesn't just activate how it kind of did. Hushashi, I think his name, I don't know, but his father would say, of course, and would go and train them. But what he finds out about Deku is that Deku seems to have a pretty strong body, even if he's not like a grown adult. What I'm saying is that he can pretty much keep up with him in matters of speed and strength, or not strength, because I'll say Hushashi has worked on his strength a lot, to where, and his speed, I'll say, but Deku's father is still faster, because he worked on this. And what he required from that training is him as fast as Stain. Pretty much just think of Stain's speed and Stain's, how say he's stronger than Stain, because one of his abilities that he uses often is a Metal Fist, but like I said, it's not a perfected version like Deku's. And they would train. Deku would have a head start in every physical ability as a kid, so Hushashi would put that to kind of the back of his mind until later on. Plus, Deku is still 4. He could probably bench press quite a bit, but as a kid, but he doesn't want to start him out like that. First, what he does is teach him combat training. In this combat training, Deku would learn Hushashi. I would say his style is mostly based off of hand-to-hand combat. And Deku would be like, why do you even use it like that? Deku would be naturally smarter, I'll just say that. So he would be able to figure out his own fighting style. He would create material, or he would learn how to create more stuff and grow up. I'm gonna figure out can he shoot laser beams or something like that, or can he only shoot like bullets? I'll just look at a battle scene in one of the shows and all that, but I'll see you on the next one. Lick that screen. Goodbye.